The South Pacific Ocean harbors within its vastness one of the most hostile, fascinating, and least understood territories on our planet, the Tonga Trench. This marine abyss, which stretches like a deep wound in the Earth's crust for more than 1,300 kilometers, is not only a geographical accident of monumental proportions, but a scenario where the laws of biology and geology seem to defy all conventional logic. What various research teams and explorers have recorded in its depths in recent years has generated an awe that transcends the boundaries of academic science, settling into the realm of what for many has no immediate explanation. Leave a like, subscribe, and share. Let's begin. Located near the Tonga archipelago, in the vast region of Oceania, this trench is the second deepest in the world, surpassed only by the mythical Mariana Trench. Its lowest point, known as the Horizon Abyss, reaches the dizzying depth of 10,882 meters. To visualize this magnitude, it is common to use the comparison with Mount Everest. If the world's tallest mountain were submerged at this point in the Tonga Trench, its summit would still be covered by more than 2 kilometers of icy water and under crushing pressure. It is precisely this environment of extreme conditions that makes Tonga a laboratory of mysteries. The origin of this abyss lies in a geological process of unimaginable violence and scale: subduction. At this point on the globe, the Pacific tectonic plate slides under the Indo-Australian plate, sinking into the Earth's mantle. This movement not only creates the rift, but is the driving force behind frenetic volcanic and seismic activity that defines the identity of the region. However, beyond the mechanics of plates, what truly worries researchers are the biological and acoustic findings that have emerged from its depths in recent expeditions. One of the events that has most baffled the international scientific community occurred in the year 2012. During an acoustic recording mission in the deepest areas of the trench, highly sensitive sensors captured a series of sounds that to this day generate heated debates. It was not the usual creaking of tectonic plates, nor the familiar song of large cetaceans. They were rhythmic frequencies and low-frequency sounds that, according to some experts, do not fit with any geological or biological source previously identified in the area. These noises, which seem to emanate from the very heart of the abyss, have given rise to theories ranging from unknown physical phenomena related to extreme pressure to the existence of species of a size or nature that science has not yet catalogued. Life in the Tonga Trench is, by definition, a challenge to the impossible. At depths of over 10 kilometers, sunlight is non-existent, and the pressure is more than 1,000 times greater than what we experience at sea level. Nevertheless, cameras on remotely operated vehicles have captured images of microorganisms and other creatures that have left biologists speechless. Entire communities of microbes have been discovered that thrive in absolute darkness, obtaining energy not from photosynthesis, but from complex chemical processes linked to minerals emanating from cracks in the crust. These findings are so revolutionary that they have forced NASA and other space agencies to look to Tonga to understand how life could develop on the icy moons of Jupiter or Saturn, where subsurface oceans with similar conditions are suspected to exist. What divers and scientists find when they analyze samples from the trench often lacks a simple explanation within current biological frameworks. Giant amphipods and translucent fish have been documented whose physiology appears to be designed to withstand forces that would crush a conventional steel submarine. The transparency of many of these beings, coupled with their ability to survive in eternal cold, close to the freezing point, suggests an evolutionary path that we are only just beginning to decipher. The question that arises after each expedition is recurring. How many species inhabit the seabed of Tonga that are still invisible to our technology? The Tonga Trench is also a place of extreme risks. Due to its location in one of the most tectonically active areas on the planet, it is an epicenter of earthquakes, and underwater volcanic eruptions that can change the topography of the seabed in a matter of seconds. This instability adds a layer of mystery to the expeditions. What a submarine records in 1 year may have disappeared or been radically transformed the next. The dynamism of the pit makes it a living entity, an abyss that breathes and changes, hindering any attempt to establish a definitive truth about its secrets. For geographers, the 1,300-kilometer length of the trench represents one of the largest unexplored frontiers on Earth. Despite technological advances, we know more about the surface of the Moon than about the bed of the Tonga Trench. Each descent is a journey into the unknown, where instruments often fail due to corrosion, cold, and pressure. The fact that traces of microbial activity capable of processing heavy metals under such adverse conditions have been found raises questions about the very limits of organic resilience. Is it possible that the keys to the origin of life on our planet are hidden in these depths? The acoustic mystery of 2012 remains the most controversial point in the recent history of the pit. Some researchers suggest that the sounds could be the result of groans from the Earth's crust under unbearable stress before an earthquake, while others do not rule out the presence of abyssal fauna of unknown dimensions that use low frequencies to communicate through the dense waters of the abyss. This lack of consensus is what fuels the narrative that what was found in Tonga has no explanation. In science, when data does not fit existing models, we are faced with a paradigm shift or a mystery that requires decades of further study. Leave a like, subscribe, and share. Another aspect that fascinates explorers is the presence of unusual mineral structures. In certain expeditions, formations have been observed that resemble columns or towers of black chimneys. But with much more complex geometries than those seen in other oceanic ridges. These structures, which emit fluids at extremely high temperatures in the middle of a frigid environment, create microclimates where life teems in a chaotic and strange dance. The divers and technicians who operate the underwater robots describe the feeling of observing an alien landscape, a submerged city of chimneys and ethereal beings who are completely unaware of the existence of the surface world. The Tonga Trench is not just a destination for abstract science. Its influence reaches the human communities that inhabit the nearby islands. The people of Tonga live with the constant awareness of this sleeping giant at their feet. Local legends often speak of sea deities and spiritual forces that reside in the depths, and it is curious how modern science, by discovering unexplained sounds and translucent creatures, seems to somehow validate that ancient respect for the unknown. Although it is not a conventional tourist destination today, the fascination it arouses attracts expeditions from all over the world that depart from the islands to try to wrest a new secret from the ocean. The importance of the trench in understanding the global climate is also fundamental. The currents that circulate through these depths transport nutrients and regulate temperatures that affect the entire Pacific Ocean system. Therefore, what happens at a depth of 10,000 meters in Tonga has repercussions on the surface that we are only just beginning to measure. Studying this abyss is not just a search for curiosities, but a necessity for the survival and understanding of our biosphere. As autonomous submersible technology and artificial intelligence applied to oceanography advance, expectations about what can be found in the Tonga Trench grow. Each new image of a microorganism that survives without sunlight is another piece in the astrobiology puzzle. If life can flourish under the destructive pressures of Tonga, the chances of finding similar ecosystems in other corners of the solar system skyrocket. This abyss, therefore, functions as a bridge between oceanography and astronomy. The mystery persists and deepens with every meter we descend. What divers and machines have found in the Tonga Trench, from ghostly sounds to life forms that defy chemical biology, reminds us that Earth is still a planet to be discovered. The second deepest trench in the world is a reminder of our humility in the face of nature. While Mount Everest rises towards the heavens as a symbol of human conquest, the Tonga Trench plunges deep into the depths as a symbol of the untamed. Ultimately, the fact that many of the detections in Tonga have no explanation today is what keeps the flame of exploration alive. In a world where it seems that everything has been mapped and photographed by satellites, Tonga offers refuge from the unknowable. It is a place where time is measured in geological eras and where light is a myth. The secrets hidden within this abyss in the heart of the South Pacific will continue to challenge the brightest minds, reminding us that beneath the calm, blue surface of the ocean lies a world of shadows and wonders that we are not yet ready to fully comprehend. The Tonga Trench will continue to be the epicenter of scientific curiosity. As long as the tectonic plates continue their slow and powerful course, and as long as the beings of the abyss continue to swim in their eternal darkness, man will continue to send his machines into the depths. The discovery of microorganisms that do not need the sun to exist and the capture of acoustic frequencies with no clear origin are just the prelude to what could be the greatest scientific discovery of the century. Tonga is not just a hole in the sea. It is the gateway to a dimension of life we have barely begun to imagine. For those seeking answers, the pit offers increasingly complex questions. For those seeking wonders, it offers a spectacle of extreme biodiversity. And for those seeking to understand our place in the universe, Tonga offers proof that life is far more persistent and creative than we ever dared to dream. The search for an explanation for what is found in its depths is, in reality, the search for a new understanding of ourselves and the planet we call home. Leave a like, subscribe, and share. See you next time.